Hello, Miss Bitcoin here, and today I'm with Knut Svanholm. He wrote 4 books of Bitcoin and one of.
About praxeology and Austrian economics, the science of human action.
Can you tell us a little bit about your Bitcoin books? What are they about, and when did you started writing them?
First of all, thank you, Miss Bitcoin, for having me on. I started writing articles back in 2017, and I wrote my first proper book in 2019 called Sovereignty Through Mathematics. That book was later recommended by Michael Saylor on hope.com, and it took off. It became much more of a big thing than I could ever imagine. Speaking of imagine, my second book is called Bitcoin Independence Reimagined. The third one is probably my most famous one, is called Bitcoin Everything Divided by 21 Million. And then I wrote the last one I wrote together with my podcast co-host Luke the Wolf, and that one is called Bitcoin: The Inverse of Clown World. So those are my 5 books, and yeah, the praxeology book also is also in there somewhere.
And tell us, what are you doing here right now?
I'm here at Bitcoin Historico and here at Adopting Bitcoin, which are 2 great conferences in their own right. They're very different, but also similar.
Yeah.
A lot of great people, a lot of good talks.
What advice will you give to Bitcoiners?
Come and see this place. It's well worth it. I mean, I'm from Europe, so whenever I say I'm a Bitcoiner, normies sneer at me and like, isn't that something strange? And the governments want to tax me and whatever. Here, it's completely the opposite. Here, Bitcoiners are well respected, and people, they want more Bitcoiners here. It's celebrated. I had the absolute honor to meet your president 2 days ago at a dinner at his house, and it seems like this country accidentally voted one of us into office because it's fixing all the problems and then letting people do what they want. And that's super important. And I just love it here.
Oh,
and it's a beautiful country too.
I'm so glad to hear this and that you love it. You want to talk about your last book a little bit more?
Yeah, so it's a question of what actually is the last book. So Bitcoin: The Inverse of Clown World is the last book I wrote, but the praxeology book, I rewrote it and added a couple of chapters to it. So that's also, they're sort of both my latest works. And I think they're a notch better than the others. I've become a better author by writing more. So I recommend reading those books. I also have a pod called the Bitcoin Infinity Show, where we interview Bitcoiners every week. You're welcome anytime, of course.
Thank you. Yeah, I would love to.
We also have a parallel show called the Bitcoin Infinity Academy, where Luke and I read a chapter of each and every one of my books once a week and discuss the ideas in that particular chapter. So that's a show in its own right. So you can basically read all my books for free that way by listening to them on the pod.
Oh, nice. How do you see Bitcoin in 10 years from now?
I see Bitcoin as the apex asset that it is. In 10 years, it will be even more powerful. I believe that we are the Satoshis. If you think about it deeply, a Bitcoin miner is not a machine, it's the person using the machine. And a Bitcoin node is not a Raspberry Pi running Core or a Start9 running Knots or whatever. It's the person who decides to buy the hardware and run the software. And also a Bitcoin private key, the secret to unlocking your Bitcoin lives within your head. So I believe in a very literal sense that we are our Bitcoins.
Yes.
That human beings are the Satoshis, meaning that whatever is good for you is good for me. So we have an incentive to be good to one another. And that's true for every Bitcoiner on earth, which gives me great hope. And I think we will be more influential, more powerful, more wealthy.
Okay, Knut, so you want to give your socials so people can see your amazing work that you have done to the Bitcoin community and your books that you donated me a lot to my Bitcoin bookshelf, and I appreciate that. And I will put more.
My pleasure.
More Bitcoin bookshelf. So if you can donate me more.
I found them in the National Library as well, but older editions. I need to update.
Okay.
I need to bring more books to El Salvador for sure.
Yes.
I'm Knut Svanholm. My name as one word on X. I'm also on Noster. Primal.net/Knut is the fastest way to find me. And the Bitcoin Infinity Show and the Bitcoin Infinity Academy are both on YouTube and Rumble. you can find them there. BitcoinInfinity.com is where you find the books if you want them for sats, but they're also on Amazon and everywhere else too.
Okay, thank you so
Bye-bye.
much, Knut.